As we begin to flip the calendar to spring, that's a wonderful thing, but all of us around here know that that also means storm season now coming to the Tennessee Valley, and anyone who has lived through a tornado season or two knows it's always something to pay close attention to, and all of us worry about protecting our homes, especially this time of year. So it's a great time for us to have Aaron Caldwell on the show. He's with Caldwell Homes, and when I tell you he is a custom home builder, listen closely. It's about as customized as you can get, Aaron. But the interesting thing, and the reason I mentioned those storms, is that you have the ability to use a type of building block, if you will, that is almost virtually storm resistant. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Living here in the area and seeing the increase in tornadoes over the last few years, I got increasingly interested in something that would help my homeowners protect themselves.
Yeah.
We want to feel safe in our homes. And with these storms, we need something more than just standard building practices to help us feel that way.
Yeah.
From 1950 to the 1990s, we had about an average of 10 tornadoes in the Tennessee area. Since 1990 on, we're averaging about 43.
Wow.
So it's a huge increase. Became a concern to me, and I know if you've lived in this area, like I have, you've seen the damage, the Easter storms. It seems to be very regular and something that we need to think about.
So with this technology that you have, and when he was first telling me about it, I thought, wait, how can this truly be? But this, when I say it's as customized as you can get, it involves rebar and concrete and insulation, but it is poured and created on site, correct?
Yes. So we fabricate everything on site. It's fully footed. Our insulated concrete forms, which, the acronym is ICF. So those forms you see on the screen there, they're insulation on the exterior and the interior. So you're also getting insulation value of up to R30, which will save 50% in energy costs. We can downsize the HVAC
50%.
system. Wow. Correct. So this system, as you see, they're installing some rebar horizontally. There's also rebar that gets installed vertically. And then we fill that space with concrete. So the whole structure is one solid concrete rebar reinforced structure that will withstand up to 250 mile-an-hour winds.
So I'm going to let you pause there for a second, because if you're thinking, okay, that's easy enough to say, but how do you test something like that? If y'all remember when the hurricane hit at Mexico City Beach a few years ago, this technology is not new. It's been around for about 20 years. Is that right?
Correct.
So there was a house down there, more than one probably, that had this. It withstood the hurricane.
So it was right on the coastline. The whole community around it was leveled, and it can be seen on my website, which will be posted later. The whole community around it was leveled. That house stood, and it actually helped protect the house behind it because it blocked the wave surge and the winds.
I asked you if that's up to 250 mile-an-hour winds, correct? I'm no meteorologist, but I don't think that tornadoes typically have quite that much wind speed. So you would think here we would really be benefited from it.
Yes, we would.
So I was asking you earlier if insurance companies are getting wind of this, and if they like it when you use this to build your home, they're kind of picking up on it, you said?
They are starting to notice, and have to have those conversations initially and inform them of what type of house we're building, but they are starting to take notice, which is good.
You know, I'm sure you hear this all the time, but it's like the story of the three little pigs, right? I mean, you built the house that can't be blown down.
Right.
So what do you do if you have a house, an existing house, and you don't want to move and build a new one, but if you want to do a remodel or something, can people kind of add this in if they're willing to dismantle to then rebuild?
They could dismantle and rebuild. They could add on if they're looking to add on a new section of the home, this could be added on and tied right in to the new section of home. That way they've got both a safe room and the living space that they want all in one shot.
You are truly a builder, so you can design some things. There's a house, did you design the Woods? Is that the one that you designed?
Yes.
So let's show them this. This is a house called the Woods Residence, and you're really proud of this because this whole structure is the ICF.
This whole structure, so it shows a little bit of the abilities we have. This home is 2 stories high plus the attic space up above. It's all poured concrete. So to the peak of that house, we're over 45 feet tall.
Wow.
The front porches are all concrete as well.
You're kidding. but it looks so elegant. It doesn't, you would never, to look at that house, you would never think it has concrete inside. So once you've created the frame, so to speak, then whatever veneer you want, whether it's siding, brick, stone, you can do that.
Yep. Any veneer can go on top.
Okay. So in terms of getting in touch with you, I know you mentioned your website and people can see more that way. Do you like folks to come to you? Do you like to go to them? How do you like to handle that?
So we usually have an initial phone consultation where I hear about their interests, what kind of home they're looking for, answer questions, get to know one another. And then if they've already got land, then we'll go out to the site, look at the land, talk about placement of the home, the things that are important to them in the home.
Yeah. It's fascinating to me, and we couldn't get into all of it today, but they're even going to cut your windows on site. Everything is done totally spec for you, and the winds can't touch it. So if you give them a call, 710-4766, the website is mycaldwellhomes.com. He did all this because he wants to protect us. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
It's tournament time, and Local 3's Ben Bobick is with Tennessee's men in Music City as the basketball team shoots